Hi everyone, welcome to the Bootleg. I'm your host, Tom Krager, high school sports editor here at the Tennessean. He's Joe Spears, he's our guru. That's losing to me by 3 games, but I haven't clinched the picks yet, but I'm getting close, folks. I think we have a couple games different this week. As we enter week 7, I might be able to clinch it this week, and we'll be partying next week with confetti, everything if I clinch. I don't know if I can clinch.
Oh no, I'm not sure yet.
Before we dig into week 7, I wrote something this week. I want to get your take on if I could schedule any game this year in Nashville, Middle Tennessee, I would schedule NBA versus Lipscomb.
Yeah, I mean.
Is there another game you would schedule, and if so, who would it be?
No, I mean, I put it in the same category as Lipscomb Academy in Oakland last year.
Yeah.
I mean, the top 2 teams squaring off. I mean, last year we got that. This year, I mean, we won't get NBA Lipscomb Academy unless something absolutely crazy happens in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I mean, defensively, you look at that defensive matchup, stars everywhere. Then offensively, it'd be really fun to just kind of see what Marcel Reed and the Big Red offense can do against Lipscomb Academy's defense with Caleb Beasley, Edwin Spillman, Brian Longwell. So that would be a fun matchup. Everybody would be at that game. It would be.
I'd be there.
Yeah, it would be.
I might even let you go there with me.
That'd be awesome. I could do video. It would be. That'd be such a fun matchup. But yeah, I read your column and I 100% agreed with it, and it seems like a lot of people did as well.
Yeah, been a lot of chatter on social media, but obviously I would love to see Oakland, put like a 3-way type match type thing.
Yeah.
Get the 3 of them together and let them duke it out, because I think we all know those are probably our top 3 teams. Pick whatever order you really want. Right now we've got Lipscomb, NBA, and Oakland. Our Super 25 has Lipscomb, Oakland, NBA.
Yep.
Some people outside the state, outside of our Nashville area, think otherwise. It happens. Top games of the week. Who wins that game first?
It's tough, man. I haven't seen NBA in person. You've gotten to see them. I've seen Lipscomb Academy before the season, but they went down to Thompson. I mean, that was the. You also look at their schedules. NBA's probably played the toughest schedule, not in Nashville area, but the entire state.
Yeah.
Lipscomb Academy, they played a lot of out-of-state teams.
Yeah.
So
and you look at Milton and Thompson, and they're 2 really great out-of-state, and that boosts their overall thing. But you look at NBA, they've beaten Macaulay, they've beaten Ravenwood, they've beaten Brentwood Academy, they've beaten CPA, Pearl Cone, Father Ryan. They've struggled a little bit, but as far as the other ones, they're all state ranked or were state ranked at one point. And then you've got Baylor coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So they've got us in Ainsworth.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think Coach Marty Uverard has kind of laughed at when people talk about who put together this schedule, because it's a tough schedule. Lipscomb has done a good job with their schedule as well. I mean, obviously they had to retool. A lot of teams did not want to play them.
Yep. It's tough.
Yeah, and they've retooled, got a tougher stuff. They've had to play some out-of-state teams. They've still got Catholic, who is a good D2 AAA, even though the record probably doesn't show it. But yeah, I mean, who you gonna pick?
I go with Lipscomb just because I've seen them. I think it's a 1-score game though, maybe a late touchdown.
I think, as one coach said, I mean, that NBA defense is a defense that really no one really like. It's kind of an unknown. There's no really superstars on that defense. There's no one's going to be FBS players. I mean, Eric George gets a chance to play at some level. They'll have some other guys play at some level. Gabe Fisher, people know him as a wrestler. He'll get a chance to go maybe lower level unless he wants to wrestle. But that's a good one. I mean, I think I lean toward Lipscomb, but it's hard to bet against NBA and what we've seen them do this year.
Absolutely.
All right, top games. We'll talked about that game the game we'd like to see, but now probably the game I'd like to go to this week, Oakland. That's what everyone always says. We always talk about Oakland. 5-0, 2-0, and 4-6A. They go to the Inferno. They play Blackman. 5-1, 2-0. This is a big rivalry game. It's been since before Kevin Creasy since they won this game.
Yeah.
What you got?
Yeah. If any team is going to beat Oakland, any team has the weapons to beat Oakland, it might be Blackman. That said, Blackman scored the most points against Oakland last year. They put up 36. They still lost 63-36. So that Oakland team obviously had Jordan James, Isaiah. They had all those guys.
Isaiah Horton,
Antonio Patterson. They had all those guys. This Oakland team has as many weapons, maybe more. And they're getting a big one back this week in Eric Taylor, who's missed the first 6 weeks of the season with an injury. As good as Blackman's been offensively, and their defense has been better this year. They're only giving up 26 points per game. That said, they've given up 28 points in back-to-back games against Stewart's Creek and Antioch. Teams maybe that shouldn't score that many on them. So I just think Oakland has too many weapons. They don't lose to Middle Tennessee teams since Kevin Creasy's gotten there. They don't lose to Rutherford County teams especially. So I think Blackman puts up some points, but I still got Oakland winning 56-31.
See, I think if I got this right, and people will correct me if I'm wrong, Hoover, Maryville, Whitehaven. I think those are the only 3 teams that have beaten Kevin Creasy since he's been over at Oakland.
That's crazy.
Oakland 49, Blackman 28. If Blackman wins, I'm telling you guys now, Blackman fans, if y'all win, when I come through that area about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, on the way home from the office, I hope those lights are still on, and I hope y'all are still celebrating the win, because I'll stop by and give y'all a high five. Because that'd be a monumental win. They've got, 35-game win streak,
Something
Oakland
like that,
does.
yeah.
So it'd be a huge win.
Absolutely.
Green Hill 4-2 at East Nashville 6-0.
Yeah, that'll be the game I'm at. Green Hill comes into this one off a loss to White County, a 1-point loss at White County. Malachi Dow missed most of the fourth quarter with the groin injury in that one. They still aren't able to get that needed score against that White County defense. So it's kind of a concern. Green Hill's offense not nearly as good as it was last year. A lot of turnovers, just not scoring well. Defensively, the Hawks have been great this year, though. Another team that's been good defensively, though, is this East Nashville team. I made the mistake of picking against them last week. Don't know if I'll do that again this year. They got Traquan Waters, who's come in and filled that running back role from Amarian Ford. He hasn't missed a beat. Had a huge game last week. This was a classic last year. Green Hill scored on a last-minute touchdown. I think East Nashville gets them at home this year, though, 24-21.
Coach Stewart, Jamal, me and you talking. We're buddies. I picked you guys last week when this guy did not. Just remember that, okay? East Nashville 34, Green Hill 27. I'm buddies with Coach Crouch too. We talk once in a while, so I'm sorry, Coach. But Jamal, he's got this program rolling at a level. It's great to see. Obviously, they made it to the championship game last year. They're ranked number 1 in the state in the AP poll this week. So 34-27 winner over Green Hill. Big game in Region 6-6A. Cane Ridge 5-1, 3-0 at Smyrna 5-0, 2-0. Whoever wins this game should be the region champion.
Absolutely. And 2 years ago, Smyrna finally got the best of Cane Ridge, winning a crazy game. Last year, Cane Ridge got their payback. They beat them 20-7. Last week, Cane Ridge went to CPA without Reggie Goodlow, who I believe was out with an injury. They go to CPA, and granted CPA is not maybe as good as they've been in years past. They went into that hostile environment and won without him. Mm-hmm. You get Reggie back this week against that offense where you're going to need him against the Arian Carter and the Jaden Maribel. I think he's the difference in this game. As good as Smyrna's been this year, I got Cane Ridge winning 23-21.
I think this is a very, very tight game. Mm-hmm. In games like this, I look at, all right, who's the best player on the field?
Yeah.
To me, and I think Cane Ridge has got they got some players.
Yeah.
But I think Arian Carter right now is will be the best player on that field Friday night. Plays offense, plays defense. He's smart, wants to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Smyrna 21, Cane Ridge 17 in what will be a very good region contest. Another region game that this game should probably determine Region 7-5A. Henry County 4-2, 2-0 in 7-5A. They go to Springfield 6-0, 2-0. I like the Yellow Jackets. I like what Dustin Wilson has done.
Yeah, this was a fun series last year with Springfield winning 6-0 in the regular season, and Henry County coming around again, beating them 23-0 in the postseason. Mm-hmm. That Henry County team lost some things. They got Ryan Dameron back. Morgan Barrick's been great for them this season. They had a big road win at South Gibson last week. It's not an easy place to play. Springfield's dominated teams this year. Granted, maybe they haven't played the toughest schedule. This will be their first big test. I just think Henry County, there's something about them. I know they're 4-2, and Springfield's undefeated, but I just think Henry County goes in there and they pick up the 21-20 win.
It's hard to go to Springfield and win.
Yep.
I mean, they used to play when I worked up there. I worked up there years ago before the gray hair. I worked up there, and then they played at Boyce Smith Field, which was behind the middle school. Now they have a high school field there, right on the high school complex. That's your little. If you're going to the game and you're old like me, they're not playing at Boyce Smith anymore. But I say, Devin Crenshaw, he's a stud.
He is.
He should be in the talks for the 5A Mr. Football.
Yep.
Not saying he's the winner. There's this guy named Malachi up in Sparta that's pretty good.
Yep.
But he needs to be in the conversation for sure. Springfield 21, Henry County 14. George Robinson is going to be covering that game for us. So follow him on Twitter for the updates from that game. The game that I'm going to, I'm interested because I haven't seen them play this year. They're probably one of the biggest surprise teams. What Justin Geisinger has done. FRA 5-1, 1-1 in D2 AA Middle Region. They're at CPA 3-3, 2-0.
Yeah, and Ty Clark, I mean, you'll get to see him firsthand. Outside of Lipscomb Academy, the loss to them. And apparently he still had a good showing in that. He just went against a really good defense. Ty Clark he's been great this year. CPA, they need to find something, especially on the offense side of the ball. They need to find that they need find the quarterback that'll lead them going forward. They have two really good guys, but at some point maybe they have to go with one. I mean, he's got the weapons of London Humphreys. I think maybe they do that this week. I think it'll be a close game. CPA's kind of got the history with FRA. They've won the last 5 meetings. I think this is one of the better ones, though. I got CPA winning 31-27.
Don't forget Bo Burklow, the Coastal Carolina kid. He's a tight end for the Lions. I want to see Ty Clark the third. Don't forget the third. This dude, he's been a highlight reel, and I want to see what this kid has done. I've not seen him in person, but I also want to see what kind of holes the big guy Joe Crocker is going to open up on that offensive line for the Panthers. I mean, obviously he's going to Mississippi State. From what the highlights I've seen, he's had a great senior season. I want to see this live. But I'm going to pick. Sorry, Justin. 28-24 CPA over the Panthers. I think this is a great game.
Yep.
It's a big. I think you wrote that CPA hasn't lost 2 games or won 2 games in a row. This would be their game after a loss, so it makes sense, right?
Yep.
Independence 3-0, 2-0, and 7-6A. They're at Brentwood 4-2, 1-1. This game could be for second in 7-6A. What you got?
Yeah, as much as injuries have kind of hampered Independence this year, they've played a tough non-region schedule. They're still 2-0 in the region right now. I mean, if you really look at it, they have a shot for the top spot. Granted, it's going to be tough. They still have the tough games ahead of them. They got that big win over Centennial, but Brentwood this week. They got Ravenwood in a couple weeks. That Brentwood defense, though, I just think they're outside of the Ravenwood loss. That defense has been solid throughout the year. That doesn't bode well for Independence that's struggled on offense at times. So I think Brentwood wins kind of a lower scoring game. I've got it 20-14.
Bruins have the makings of a very good team. They've got to find a way to score points. The team did not score an offensive point against Ravenwood. I think they had a kickoff return. With that being said, I got Brentwood winning this one 21-10 over Independence. Game you're at Thursday. Station Camp 4-1. They're 1-1 in 5-5A. They go to Mount Juliet 4-1, 3-0. This was the start of the downfall for Mount Juliet a year ago. They lost this game in 4 more or 5 more or whatever. They didn't win a game after losing this game last year.
Yeah, we were both there. We saw it live. Station Camp scored a last-minute touchdown. Mount Juliet drives down the field, missed the last second field goal, and Station Camp with the upset win. That Mount Juliet team did not have Dearius Morton, though. They did, he just wasn't playing. He's playing this year.
He had transferred from NBA, I think?
Transferred from NBA, and he's been an absolute standout for them. I talked to Aiden Bussell after the White County game, and he didn't want to look too far ahead, but he told me he was really excited about the Station Camp game for obvious reasons. Last year it was a downer for him. So I just think this Mount Juliet team, you take away the week 1 loss to Gallatin, they've played really well. So I think they continue that this week. I got them winning 35-24.
I'm like you. I think Mount Juliet. This is not the same team that lost to that Station Camp team a year ago. It's not the same Station Camp team.
No.
I think they're playing. I think Mount Juliet's playing a lot better. I think Mount Juliet rolls in this game, 49-21 over Station Camp. Montgomery Bell Academy 6-0, 2-0 in D2 AAA. That's the East Middle region. They're at JP2 or Pope John Paul II, 5-1, 1-1. But this it doesn't sound good for the Knights as far as having Kenny Minchie in the backfield.
No, he's missed the last couple weeks with the shoulder injury. It looks like he'll be out again this week. Coach Snead said he would be out. Doesn't bode well. Last year, NBA won this game without Marcel Reed, who missed most of the second half with a rib injury. I just don't see how Pope goes in and wins this game against one, like we said, one of the top two teams in the state right now. I got NBA rolling 45-14.
Well, and then we talk about what Kenny's like day to day, which you kind of read between the lines is probably not playing this week. But the other thing is we don't know Ethan Robb, their running back.
Elijah Robb. Yeah.
Or excuse me, Elijah Robb. Elijah Robb, he didn't play last week, and he got hurt a couple weeks ago, and all of a sudden you look up and you got your quarterback maybe out, your running back, your star running back maybe out, and you're playing NBA.
Yeah. Not good timing.
41-7 NBA over Pope John Paul II would be a lot different with a full cast of characters for the Knights, but we'll go with that right now. Davidson Academy 2-3, 1-1 in D2 Middle Region. They're at Lipscomb 5-0, 2-0.
Yeah, Lipscomb coming off the bye. Davidson Academy. Cortland Simmons had a huge game last week, almost 300 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. Still a loss though to Nashville Christian. You get that sort of offensive production, but your defense gives up 59. It's not a great sign when you're going against Lipscomb Academy this week. Lipscomb Academy just right now, like we said, different level than everybody else. I got the Mustangs rolling 48-13.
I think I would be concerned playing a Lipscomb team coming off an off week. Because one, they got some rest, I would think. Two, there's no telling what Coach Trent Delfer's put in offensively, something different or whatever. I think Lipscomb rolls in there. I'm saying 56-7.
Junior Sherrill in their last game had 6 touchdowns. I'm going to assume they get the ball to him quite a bit.
Yeah, that might be wise, right? That's kind of what you do.
Yeah.
Stop him. Maybe start with stopping him, and then worry about Nate Spillman. You stop him and say, no, not worry about whoever. Go down the line.
So many weapons.
And then and the defense can score too. Yeah. So, last game we're going to talk about Upperman 4-2, 1-1 in Region 4 4A. They're at Macon County 6-0, 2-0. I picked against Macon. If I would have picked Macon last week, I would.
You'd be up by 4.
5.
5. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm up.
Yeah, you're up. Yeah.
I would not. It's not would, but I would be almost. We would be popping.
Yeah.
Popping apple juice right now.
You picked against Macon, and it was a blowout win for them.
Yeah, I don't know what but hey, you picked against East. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
Upperman, Macon. Upperman finally they got back on the winning side. Tell me about this story.
Yeah, Macon County offensively, they've just been juggernauts the last 3 weeks, putting up 40 or more points, including that win last week against Portland. Defensive, when it comes to defenses they face, though, this Upperman's defense will be the best they face by far this season. Take away the Fayetteville loss, I think Upperman's only given up like 6 points per game in their other games. So should be a fun matchup. I just think is better than what the record shows. They lost a close game to an undefeated Stone Memorial team, and then Fayetteville might be the best team in 1A right now outside of McKenzie. So
no, they're the best team.
They're fair. Okay. The, Upperman, I got them winning this one. It's a close one though, 31-27.
Coach Shoulders, if I miss on this one, I'm gonna pick you to win every other game. I promise you. Upperman 21, Macon County 20. Something about what they do up there, the coach up there. I got to go with Upperman in this game.
Not bad pick.
You picked them, right?
I know.
All right, folks. That wraps it up for Week 7's bootleg. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, I'm up about 5 games, and we'll start celebrating a win. Even though we play it through he can't catch me if I get up to 5, right?
We'll see.
All right. We'll see you next week.